trading floor of the Toronto Stock Exchange. And 20 years ago, thereabouts, some of the founders of the DX, including Lewis and others, convinced the city to preserve this and turn it into a forum for discussion and exhibition about design. And you say, design. What's the Occupy movement got to do with design? Well, one morning I woke up and I had to do with my children know I get up very early in the morning and I have a voracious appetite for the news. And of course, you have to be pretty much under a rock right now not to know that in cities all over the globe there has been a movement of taking action and people occupying parks in different communities all over. And I read a story actually in the Globe by Margaret Wang, and she had said, geez, there's not that many people yet, we don't really have to pay attention to this. But she said, they're asking important questions, and these are questions that would really benefit from some discussion. So, being as I'm sure the Design Exchange and design, as Sarah Diamond will explain, affects every aspect of our lives, and we're interested in bringing the design component and problem solving using a different part of the brain to some of the economic issues we have. I decided to hold a shared forum. This is the first, hopefully, in a series. Now, having done that, I was able to then meet some of the people here today. We invited Paul Manlock and James Goodman to my office for very active in saying, you know what, Tim, you really should talk to the people of Occupy Toronto. And one of the people sitting up on the stage here tonight came over to the DX and said, yeah, I'm happy to talk to you at the forum, it's really interesting. But one thing is, why haven't you been to the park? Why haven't you been to the Occupy Center? And I actually had an office nearby. And I thought, this is a good question. Maybe just my own inclination, and I'm not necessarily a joiner, I don't rock the boat too much, but I took him up on his offer and walked over and met a lot of the people who have set up shop there. And they're very fascinating, a wide assortment of different issues concern them. And I thought, geez, it would be great if we could let, first of all, this is the kind of lineup tonight, someone from Occupy Toronto articulate what their concerns are. And then, not just, then turn to Matt Merritt here, who is with the National Post and he's on CFRB, and he's written a lot of this. This is a very topical subject that affects a lot of people, and let Matt talk about what his thoughts are. And then not just focus so much on do people have the right or do they not to set up in a park and stay overnight. Those are issues right now that we know that are being debated in courts all day today, in Toronto anyway. What are arguing about the right of people to protest in what ways it affects freedom of expression. We will talk about those issues, but I didn't really want that to be the side show to the event. But what we really wanted to do was talk about the issues. So we're then going to turn to Sarah Diamond, who's going to present a design perspective. What is really the process? And this was this morning articulated in part of the night. She's president of OCAD University, and actually a PhD in computers, and she's interested in problem solving systemic design. So she's going to really line us up for what is the process. And then there's a chap at the end of the row, my far right, taking my note. With many different interests, and he's now advising the World Bank on sustainable urban settings. And so we were able to convince him to offer his perspective. He's also